All right, let's dive into an herb you probably think you know inside and out. Peppermint. I mean, it's everywhere, right? In your tea, your chewing gum, maybe even your shampoo. But here's the thing. Behind that super refreshing flavor, there's some serious science and a whole lot of healing power. We can all recognize that iconic, cool, crisp scent from a mile away. But what's really going on there? What's the secret sauce that lets it soothe an upset stomach, clear a stuffy nose, and wake up your brain all at the same time? Well, that's exactly what we're going to unpack. So, first things first, let's get properly acquainted. Peppermint isn't some ancient wild herb. It's actually a natural hybrid, a kind of supermint that's a cross between two other mints, watermint and spearmint. And that special parentage is what gives it its uniquely potent kick. And the absolute star of the show, the main character in Peppermint's story, is a compound called menthol. This is the powerhouse behind that pungent aroma and, of course, that famous cooling feeling. You know, it's not actually making things colder. It's just tricking the cold sensing receptors in your body into thinking the temperature dropped. Menthol is doing all the heavy lifting here. Okay, let's put on our botanist hats for a second. Let's say you're out in a garden and you want to know if what you're looking at is actually peppermint. Well, it has some really distinct features that help it stand out from all its minty cousins. So here's what you're looking for. First, feel the stems. They're going to be square, which is a classic trait of the whole mint family, and they often have this kind of reddish-purple color to them. The leaves are deep green, they're shaped like a spearhead, and they have these sharp, little saw-toothed edges. Then, if it's late summer, you'll see these spikes of tiny pinkish lavender flowers. And check this out, this is a really cool fact. It's called the crystal effect. In really high-quality, potent peppermint plants, the concentration of that menthol we talked about can get so high that it actually forms tiny, glistening little crystals right on the surface of the leaves. It's like a visible sign of just how powerful that plant is. So cool, right? Okay, so now we know what it is and what it looks like. But let's get to the really interesting part, the science. We know that peppermint can be soothing, but why? How does its chemistry actually work inside our bodies? One of the most important words to know here is antispasmodic. It sounds a little technical, but all it really means is that it helps stop muscle spasms. Specifically, peppermint is fantastic at relaxing the smooth muscles in your digestive system. That's why it's so good for that awful, bloated, gassy feeling. It literally tells your gut muscles to calm down and chill out. So what about headaches? You know that throbbing from a tension headache? That's often from constricted blood vessels. Well, when you put a little bit of diluted peppermint oil on your skin, that menthol kicks in with its cooling sensation. That feeling is a great distraction from the pain, but it also seems to help improve blood flow, which can bring some real relief. But wait, there's more. The benefits just keep on coming. That menthol is also a natural decongestant, helping to thin out mucus and open up your airways when you're all stuffed up. The scent alone has been shown to help calm feelings of nausea. And some studies even suggest that just smelling peppermint might help you focus a little better and even boost your memory. It really is an amazing, versatile plant. So, with all these incredible science-backed benefits, it's absolutely no surprise that we humans have found a ton of ways to weave peppermint into our daily lives. And it goes way, way beyond just a simple cup of tea. We really use it in 4 big categories. In the kitchen, you'll find it in everything from desserts and salads to savory sauces. Then there's the medicinal side, with special capsules for things like IBS or in aromatherapy. Topically, it's a star in muscle rubs and cooling foot creams. And of course, its natural antibacterial punch makes it a no-brainer for toothpaste, mouthwash, you name it. Now, as powerful as peppermint is, we've got to be smart about how we use it. Just like with any potent natural remedy, there are a few really important things to keep in mind to make sure you're using it safely. So, we've established that peppermint is amazing for digestion because it relaxes all those muscles in the gut. But, and this is a really big but, that exact same relaxing effect can also loosen the little valve that separates your stomach from your esophagus. So if you're someone who struggles with heartburn or GERD, peppermint can sometimes make that problem worse. It's a perfect case of how one thing's solution can be another's problem. So, just to sum up the main safety tips, definitely be mindful if you have heartburn. You have to be super careful using the potent oil around infants, as that strong menthol can actually affect their breathing. And as always, if you're thinking of using it for a specific medical reason, especially if you're pregnant, just talk to a doctor first. So, from a simple plant in the garden to a complex chemical powerhouse, peppermint is clearly so much more than just a flavor. The next time you brew a cup of mint tea or catch that fresh scent in your toothpaste, maybe you'll think about those little menthol crystals, or its antispasmodic magic, and all the incredible science that's packed into every single leaf.